And we're going to just do quick selects on these just to get them done. We're going to call this left splatter and right splatter. Okay. Work on left splatter first. Any of the bits that we actually want in, we want to save. Control-Shift-I, delete, Control-D, select that one. So you can see here I'm just doing a fast cut on these so that you can see the pieces. Very good. Control-Shift-I to invert the selection again. Selects all the pieces that are not this. And then actually watch this. Control-Z. All right, so now this is just the selection. And if I hit delete, it deletes that. We don't want that. So we want to Control-Shift-I to make sure that it's inverted and selecting out here so that we delete all that. All right, so you have the bandit, you have the text, you have the right splatter and the left splatter. This puts us in a really good place now. So there's a few things that we need to do before we clean these up. The Borderlands 2 text should be at the top. And I want it on the left. Okay. And then I'm going to put my logo here. But I don't need that now. Make sure you're saving. So this needs to be cleaned up. And that's going to be a lot of work. Then there's this space here. This is going to be... So we could do like we did in fixing his elbow. But because these colors here are not like super crucial, we're going to be cutting out most of this text with this background, and then we can either smudge this space here because it's going to be that color, or content fill. So when we get to that, we'll just do a test on it right now because we got to cut out all this nonsense anyway. And I may speed this section up if I'm just sitting here doing this. Excuse me. Right, we can just delete that if we have the right thing selected. This is right splatter. I'm going to hide the rest of the stuff just so we know what's been done. Yeah, so you can already see. So this is kind of reddish. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and delete. This is kind of, let's go ahead and Control D that to get that out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and select, delete, Control D. It's kind of hard with the white text. So what we're going to want to do is that. It's good. just following this line pretty loosely. Because once we get it all cleaned up, we can, like this here, swing around down here, go ahead and get a little bit closer, go ahead and finish that off, delete that, Control D. And then see how there's a line here? We're going to just go ahead and accept that line as it is. It's going to be such a minuscule spot. If I have to, we'll put a black line there and smudge, like I was saying before. This is going to be very tedious stuff to do here. And I'm selecting it rather than erasing it. And I think I would opt to do an erasing because I'm going to have to go back and clean up those edges anyway. But so far this is working out fairly well. Like I said, I've been doing things like this for a long time, so my hand is much steadier. And yeah, that's good. Control D. Oops, I accidentally selected the wrong. We'll go ahead and select along here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. This looks all convoluted and messy in here. Very good. Then we're just going to back off. Looks pretty clean up in that corner there. There's maybe a little bit of adjustments. You could already see some kind of, see this like, this. I wonder what happened to this image here. Because that has nothing to do with my image. I wonder if there was some content failing. There's some degrading along the edges of these tears. Wonder why. This spot here is going to be a brush is going to need to come through here, 1 pixel brush to clean that up. And so my idea here is to see if that selects okay. That was okay. Is to reveal this in a motion. So obviously it'll kind of get revealed first closer to his head and then away. But if I can, I will hopefully be able to liquefy that reveal a little bit. So it'll kind of look like a splatter instead of just a wipe reveal. We'll see once we get to that. Like I said, this is going to be very tedious work to get this done. This is going to take me quite a while. To get this as clean as I'm going to want it. We could actually take these parts off as well. I hit Q. Control Z that. What did I do there? So if this is the first time that you're doing something like this, you may want to mask. Do turn this into a mask, and then just because then it's not destructive. You're not destroying the image. Currently, as of right now, I'm erasing these bits, and that means they're not coming back. Especially after I get to a point to where I can't undo that much. I'll be able to undo some, but not all of it. So a mask may be good for anybody that's that's new to this. And what you would do is you would just select what you wanted, and then you would hit the mask button here. So like I would select, let's say I wanted to select this guy's leg. I would hit that, and then I would just hit mask. And it would select that, and then now I could use black to hide it and white to reveal it. So black would, see, black makes it go away. Shoot. That was my bad. And then white reveals. But I don't want a mask. I'm degrading it, or the destruction for me. And so, whoops. The thing, it actually might even be beneficial for me later on, is to, in the process, because at the end, you could just right click the mask and apply the mask, and then the image becomes what you've kept. So, there's a lot of benefit to doing that, and that's something that I should probably even practice. Is this got... Looks like it. The only issue that I have when I'm doing the erasing is brush changes. I need different sizes to handle different sections. So as you can see there, then like I can get in here and do that. Then I have to keep adjusting it. You just right click to change. But like, that stuff's easy. The edges here. So I could go like this and just knock out a bunch of it. So what I recommend when you're doing this type of stuff is, because I don't put music or anything over my stuff, and you're not going to want to sit here and just watch me do this, is to find something to watch, a podcast to listen to, and then just go to town. Start getting rid of the pieces that you don't need. For my purposes here, I want you to kind of see at least what I'm doing. Again, you saw me do it a bunch of different ways, and I use everything in my repertoire to clean these images up and make them work together. I used Illustrator, and then the animating will be done in After Effects. I'm using Photoshop to cut up the pieces. We're going to have some other things that we got to do to make it so that we can animate them. Like I can see right now, we've been doing this for 45 minutes, and my hand's getting tired. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to record. When I come back, I'll record the rest of this. And then what I'll do from there probably is it'll be all sped up so that you can at least see that I did it. And and then I'll stop and note things if I have anything noteworthy to say. But just remember, if you're newer, using a mask, and I may even switch to using a mask and then just applying the mask later on. And then you could use the selection tool, the lasso selection tool. You could use the polygon lasso tool. Some people will even use the magic wand tool is too finicky. But you could try to use the eraser has a background eraser tool. But in this situation here, whoops. You could see, like, that works pretty good. But I'm still going to have to go back in here and clean all of that up. So what's the point, right? Why I'm already going to be using an eraser to go in there and clean it up. So why do extra work? Why click that when I'm going to have to come in here and erase anyway? Right? Just go straight in there and adjust my brush to what I need to do. Sometimes I'll often even just trace the edges of what I need. Like this. Maybe like this. This is pretty good. And then I increase the brush size. And I just come in here and I hit as much as I can without hitting the assets. That might have been too big of a brush. 7 seems better. Right? And I could just hit all these spots. That's probably too big still. 6 looks good. If you have a tablet, this is great work for a tablet. I'm using a mouse currently, but I will be using my tablet once I actually switch to doing this. I'm just being lazy on pulling my tablet out. I suggest you practice using both. There's times when you're not going to have your tablet handy, and times when there is no, or when you're going to have your tablet, and you could use that, which I feel like is better for your hand. The mouse gets a little grippy. So as you can see here, we have to make a decision. Is all of this blackness a part of the image from behind, or is it a part of the splatter? To me, I would say it looks like it needs to be erased. So we're going to kind of do this. Go in here, hit that spot, hit over here. Kind of just hit it and say, okay, this stuff needs to be all done. And then let's just zoom out to kind of see how our progress is looking. And it looks like we have quite a bit left to do. So this is where I'm going to take my break. And yeah, this is going to be a long video. I might even have to cut it up into multiple pieces. But I wanted to show the kind of the full process because you only got kind of quick looks in the BioShock remastered version that I did. And I'll be getting that video out soon enough. And then I wanted you to be able to see more of the process here. And then as I get faster at doing it, maybe I can make a more condensed and faster tutorial so that you can do it as well. Yeah, for now, most of this stuff is going to be like quick looks on the projects that I'm working on. I do a lot of video game content that comes out daily, and I'm working on trying to coincide the graphics and stuff that I use for that and making content creatively as much as possible. So ideally what you'll get is every day, if you were watching my gaming channel, you're going to get some gaming content. Typically, currently right now I'm putting out 2 videos a day, House Flipper and BioShock. And so you'll get 2 videos a day over there, and then you're going to at least get 1 a day here. That's my goal. And then I'll be increasing probably even then. So for now, anyway, like I said, we've put a lot of time into this so far. I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to, when I come back, it'll probably what's going to happen here is I'm going to cut, and then you're going to get a time lapse of me cleaning this one up. If I have any notes, I'll untime lapse. You'll get those notes, and then we'll switch to the next splatter, clean that one up, and then the text, clean that one up, and I'll just stop for notes along the way. But for the most of the explanation so far has been cleaning. I'll show you how to fix this spot up here as well. So we'll stop for that, but the rest of the cleanup will be time lapsed. All right, I'll see you in a little bit.